Here are the solutions to page 111. So if you're given words, you can write an equation from that. So we'll go ahead and translate to symbols. So y equals, twice the number is 2x plus 1. Once you have the equation, then you can use that to create an input-output table in order to graph the line of the equation. So our rule is 2x plus 1. We can select our domain of anything we like. I'll simply do -1, 0, 1, 2. I'll plug that into our function rule. And I'll get our range, our y value. So 2 times -1 is -2, plus 1 is -1. 2 times 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. And 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. And so once I have my table, then I can graph my line. So I'll go to -1, -1, 0, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 5. And there's the linear equation, y equals 2x plus 1. Okay, for the next one, we're already given the equation. So we can either decide to write the words, do the input-output table, and then the graph, or we can do the table and graph and then go back and write the words. It's whatever we choose for that. So I'll go ahead and do like we did before. I'll go ahead and do the words. So it's going to be half of x plus y is 2, which is also my rule. Remember to always select the denominator for your fraction, or for your domain values. That'll come out to an integer, which will be easier to graph. So we'll do -2, 0, 2, and 4. I'll plug those in. Half of -2 times 2, -2, I'm sorry, plus y equals 2. I'll go ahead and write all the rules in. Times 0. All right, now, since x and y are both on the left side, they're on the expression portion of the equation, I'm going to have to do some solving. So I'm going to go ahead and do that over here. So if I have 1/2 times -2, that's going to give me -1 plus y equals 2. So then I'm going to have to add 1 to both sides. So 2 plus 1 gives me a y value of 3. For the next portion, I have 1/2 times 0, which is 0, plus y equals 2. Well, of course, y then has to be 2. For the third example, I've got 1/2 times 2 is 1, plus y is 2. Well, many of you already probably know that 1 plus 1 is 2, but you could have also solved and gotten 2 minus 1 is also 1. And then the last one here is 1/2 times 4 is 2. And you probably would recognize that 2 plus 0 is 2, but you could have also once again solved. So now what you're going to do is go over and graph your linear equation. So we've got over to -2 up 3, and 0, 2, and 2, 1, and 4, 0. And there's the graph of the line 1/2 x plus y equals 2. Now, let's say that you're given multiple choice, like you are in number 3, and you have several equations that you've got to choose from, and you're given a table. Well, the table is going to show you what kind of function rule is happening. In this case, right away, I'm seeing that if I'm looking at the table, you need to be looking for a pattern, and I'm seeing a pattern of every single y value is 1, which tells me our equation has to be y equals 1. Remember, that pattern is what you can look for. Also, you could have graphed the table, so you could have gone over 3 up 1. Oops, let me switch back to my pen here. And you could have graphed 3, 1. And you could have graphed 3, let's see, I think that was 6, 1. There we go. And then 7, 1. And you could see that those points make a horizontal line, which also represents y equaling a constant. And then once we know our equation, we can go back and we can write our words. Y is 1. And then our last equation that we're going to be looking at, there are actually 4 of them. And once again, I believe we are given the table. So what I'm going to have to do, or actually I'm given 4 equations and I have to write the table and I'm given the graph. So I remember A was y equals x. B, I believe, was y equals x plus 3. And so what we would have to do then is create a table and plug that into the rule to determine if the points we find fall on this graph. So let's go ahead and do y equals x first. So if that rule is, I'll go ahead and select my domain, -1, 0, 1, 2. And if it's y equals x, that means that every x number is the same as every y number. And so I'm going to come over and plot the points and see if I fall on the line. So I'm going to go over to -1, down 1. And as you can see, I'm not on the line, so therefore I know it can't be y equals x. So now I'm going to try the rule, y equals x plus 3. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to add 3 to all of my x values. So 3 plus -1 is 2, 0 plus 3 is 3, 1 plus 3 is 4, and 2 plus 3 is 5. So now these are the ordered pairs that I'm going to go ahead and plot now. So I'm going to go over to -1 up to 2, and over none and up to 3, and over 1 up to 4, and over 2 up to 5. And as you can see, every single point fell on the line. Therefore, this graph is of the equation y equals x plus 3.